This is probably Bethany Bratney approaching the table. So if you will sit at the end of the table, that'd be great. And you'll have 5 minutes, and the board does not engage in conversation. And we'll start whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I am Bethany Bratney. I am the School Library Media Specialist at Novi High School. I am a National Board Certified Teacher, along with all these people. And I'm here today on behalf of the Network of Michigan Educators to share some success. So, success in a school library. I know you all understand the value of school libraries. You signed that wonderful statement in October in support of school libraries. So I know you know the stats and studies about school libraries and high achievement and test scores. But even with all of those things in mind, I still hear from a lot of people that, what does that mean in day-to-day? What am I doing day-to-day that helps with those things? What are the successes that I'm having on a day-to-day basis? So I tried to categorize those things for you into sort of 4 main roles and gave you lots of examples. I will not read them all. I'm going to try to highlight the three bold bullets, and they go with those 4 pictures. So this year, some of the biggest successes that I've had have been with guest authors. I've coordinated 2 guest authors coming to my school. On the left picture there is Mark Aronson. He's an award-winning nonfiction author for children and young adults. And the far right is Karen Joy Fowler. She was on the Man Booker Prize shortlist this year for her most recent work of fiction. And we coordinated her visit through a long-standing collaboration with our public library. And both authors came and had interaction with our students. They had a first-hand experience, and they had very different messages and programs that they were able to do with our students. Mark Aronson, because he's nonfiction, he talked directly to our students in small groups about how he does real-world research, how he uses text sets to gather the resources that he needs to write his nonfiction, how he goes for this deep reading knowledge, which is straight out of the Common Core. I couldn't have written it better. So that was a really valuable experience. And then Karen Joy Fowler, being fiction, she talked to a lot of our ELA students about the writing process, publishing, what that's like, and the struggles and how she perseveres. And that was incredibly meaningful for them as well. And as a bonus, our Mark Aronson visit, he wrote about the visit to our school in a national journal. So then we ended up with national PR, and each of those kids who was in his groups thought he was writing about them. They were so excited. So it was really incredible experience to have both of them this year. And then the middle picture, the small group of kids and me, that's our English Lab book club. So English Lab is a class that the students can elect to take if they feel that they have a skills deficit in their ELA class. It's an extra English class for them. And it tends to be a smaller class. And so this is a program that I have been running in conjunction with that class for 5 years. It's a book club, but these are not kids who would come to an elective book club after school probably. So we give them an opportunity to connect and read around a high interest text, and then give them a chance to meet in a special environment. Of course, there are snacks, and they come and discuss, they relate, they talk about text connections that they're making, text-to-text connections that they're making between multiple books that they've read. They connect to their backgrounds, which is something we're always, trying to get them to do, their background knowledge. And we see these kind of amazing breakthroughs with those kids every time they come down. So that's another, I look forward to that every time it's time to have another book club meeting. It's one of my favorite things. And then the only picture I haven't addressed is a read poster there with a young man. So another function of a modern school librarian is still, as it has always been, to promote the library, the programming, and literacy. And so I try to do fun things, and one of the things is I make read posters featuring our staff and students to show our own staff and students as role models in reading, to build a community network around reading, sort of form those connections. And that young man in particular was very excited. He won a contest, and one of the prizes of the contest was to be featured on a Read poster. And he was thrilled, so we put it up, and I found out after the fact that he had been really struggling with his reading, had raised his reading score. His teacher encouraged him to enter the contest. I just drew his name out of a hat, but it all kind of came full circle in a real moment of success for him. So that was really exciting for me as well. So that's just a piece of it. The flyer is a lot of it, but I really appreciate having the opportunity to share with you today about the Modern Library.
Appreciate you
Thank
taking
you.
the
Thank you
time
very
to
much.
be here.
I'm glad you
Thank
had
you.
the opportunity to.
Thank you.